It is the hero's turn. With 3 actions available, they head into the alleyway. First action, they move quickly towards the nearest crate. Second action, they smash it, placing a debris token on that square. They roll the reward die and get a 4, obtaining some anabolics. Third action, they move again. Now it is the enemy's turn. Following priority, the one in the top row moves, displacing to the hero's column. As they are not in attack range, their turn ends. The rest of the enemies do the same. First action, they move again, closing in on the enemies. They attack the enemy adjacent to them. They roll their attack dice. They get a 2 and a 3, 2 misses. But they spend 1 turbo point to use the adrenaline action and improve the result to a 4, turning it into a success. This allows them to re-roll to execute a combo. They spend the remaining 2 turbo points to use the overexertion action and add a new die to the combo roll. They get a 4 and a 5. In total, they accumulate 3 successes and defeat the enemy. Since they have no more adjacent enemies, the combo chain ends. It is time to decide whether to gain the reward, 1 turbo point, or arrest them, renouncing the reward and keeping the alignment marker at 0. They decide to gain the reward. The alignment marker increases by 1 point, and they gain 1 turbo point. A new level 2 enemy enters play. The appearance die rolls a 5, so it appears in the central square of the left column. Third action, the hero moves to the right, positioning themselves between 2 enemies. They use the anabolics and refill their turbo points to the maximum. They spend 3 turbo points to execute their special attack, allowing them to attack the 2 enemies located in the highlighted squares of the grid. They roll a 4 and a 6, 2 successes. Remember, a combo cannot be performed with special attacks. Both enemies take 1 damage. It is the enemy's turn. By priority, the lowest level enemy, the stinky beggar in the top row, starts. Since they are at maximum attack range, they attack with a value of 3. The result, the hero must match or exceed in their defense roll. The hero rolls a 1, so they take a wound. They place their die with a 5 face up, indicating their remaining health points. It is the second stinky beggar's turn. Also at maximum range, they attack. This time, the hero rolls a 2 in defense, but spends 1 turbo point to improve the result by 1 point with the adrenaline action. With a 3, they successfully defend. Finally, it is the crooked cop's turn, green die. He moves 1 square towards the hero and, as he is in attack range, he attacks. The hero rolls a 1 in defense and suffers a wound. On their new turn, the hero attacks using their special ability, which allows them to divide the result of their attack roll between 2 adjacent enemies. They roll 2 5s, 2 successes. They split the result, inflicting 1 damage to each. They initiate the combo by rolling those 2 dice, and they get a 2 and a 6. With that success, they eliminate one of the enemies, claim the turbo point, and move the alignment marker to 2. The combo chain continues, and they roll a 4, eliminating the other stinky beggar as well. They choose to detain him and renounce the reward of 1 turbo point, thus moving the alignment marker back to 1. They roll the die twice to determine the appearance zone of the new level 2 enemies, and they get a 1 and a 6. Second action. The hero moves to the right and spends 1 turbo point to use acceleration and move 1 extra space towards the crate. Third action. They smash the crate. On the reward roll, they get a 4 and obtain the pistol. In their ammunition roll, the hero obtains a 3. On the enemy's new turn, the crooked cop in the top row is within attack distance, so he attacks the hero. On their defense roll, the hero rolls a 1 and suffers another wound. The crooked cop in the central row moves towards the hero's column, as does the crooked cop in the bottom row. On their new turn, the hero attacks at a distance with the pistol, spending 1 ammunition point. They roll a 5 and a 4. They improve that 4 with the pistol's bonus, obtaining 2 successes. They roll those dice again for the combo and get a 1 and a 6. Another success. The chain continues by re-rolling that success, and they obtain a 2, thus ending the combo. Second action. They attack again, spend another ammunition point, and roll a 3 and a 4. They improve that 4 to a 5 with the pistol's bonus and eliminate the enemy. They choose to claim the reward, gaining 2 turbo points and raising the alignment marker 2 points. A level 3 enemy, red die, enters play. They roll a 4. That will be its appearance square. Third action. The hero, being in a safe space outside of attack range, decides to use the rest action and recover 1 health point. The action doesn't stop. We move past several turns of intense street fighting, and our hero comes face to face with the last 2 thugs from the first scroll card. On his turn, as his first action, the hero decides to push the enemy standing on his space. Next, as his second action, he swaps positions with the quarterback located to his left. For his third action, he moves up and spends 1 turbo point to use acceleration, moving 1 space to the right between the 2 enemies. He spends 3 turbo points and executes his special attack. He scores 1 success, eliminating 1 enemy and dealing 1 damage to the other. He chooses to stop the enemy and reduce the alignment gauge by 3 points. It is the enemy's turn. The quarterback rushes forward and attacks. The hero fails his defense roll, so he takes 1 wound. With only 1 life point remaining, the hero enters last breath mode, flipping his hero card. Clenching his fists tightly, he spits a little blood. This isn't over yet. On his next turn, the hero attacks with an additional die. He scores 1 success, eliminating the enemy, claims the 3 reward points by moving the alignment marker 3 spaces, and places the second scroll card with the 3 level 1 enemies in his spawn zone. Wait a second. Before returning to the action, it's time to flip the stage card to check if any event conditions are met. Since he has less than 3 turbo points and less than 3 life points, he executes both events. He gains a baseball bat and the barrel explodes. The shockwave hits the 2 smelly beggars nearby, dealing 1 damage to each. The fight continues. The hero is at his limit, but he stands firm. Once again, we advance in the game, and this time the hero is facing Typhoon, the fearsome end-of-stage boss. It is his turn. As his first action, he swaps positions with the quarterback and then pushes him into the trap, dealing 2 damage points. Next, he spends 1 ammo to attack him from a distance, but he rolls 2 ones, snake eyes. A critical failure that causes him to suffer 1 wound. With his turn finished, it is the enemy's turn. The quarterback in the top row advances toward the hero, placing himself within attack range. He attacks, but the hero successfully defends. The second quarterback also moves, but cannot attack. It is the boss's turn. He moves and attacks, but the hero blocks again. On his new turn, the hero's first action is to swap positions with the stage boss. He then pushes him, displacing both the boss and the quarterback, behind him 1 space, which causes the quarterback to fall into the trap and be eliminated. The hero forfeits the turbo points because claiming them would bring a riot police into play, and moves the alignment marker 3 spaces backward. For his third and final action, he chooses to rest, recovering 1 life point. On the enemy's turn, following the priority order, the quarterback moves toward the hero, as does the stage boss, who attacks since he is in range. But the hero spends his remaining turbo point to improve the result with adrenaline and block the attack. Again, it is the hero's turn. As his first action, he pushes the boss 1 space, then moves, and as his last action, he pushes him again toward the trap. On the enemy's turn, the quarterback successfully attacks, and the hero receives a wound. The stage boss moves toward the hero and successfully attacks, displacing him one space to the left. With 2 life points remaining, the hero decides to take a risk, and at the start of his turn moves toward the boss and attacks him. He scores 1 success, eliminating him and completing the phase. It is time to claim the reward and upgrade his skills for the next stage.
Fight for the truth, fight for what's right, fight for your life, your fate.